Good day, everyone. Our topic for today is the school head in school-based management, or SBM. But before that, let me introduce myself first. I am Trixie Angie Uy, a BSed 2 student. For the end of this lesson, you are expected to explain the meaning, the principle of subsidiary, the advantages of SBM, the conditions for success, the factors of school effectiveness based on research, and the Philippine Accreditation system for basic education. So, what is school-based management or SBM? SBM or school-based management is a decentralized management initiative by developing power and authority to school heads, teachers, parents, and students. Meaning to say, the stakeholders have the control and responsibility and the school has direct power and authority towards school matters. When we say that the stakeholders have control and responsibility, it involves the allocation of community and local resources, and it also involves the community programs and the stakeholders participating in the discussion and formulating the school improvement plan. Now, hearing school has direct power and authority towards the school matters based on the SBM subsidiary principle from the DepEd Central Office to the Regional Office to the Division Office up to the individual school. The school itself is in the best position to deal within the matters that concern them because they are more involved within the context of their situation. They are more informed compared to those on the higher division. That is why those things that can be handled by them should be handled by them before the higher divisions take actions. So, why do we include the stakeholders in the first place? Because this is for them to feel sense of importance and ownership, as we have a saying that it takes a village to raise a child, and from that we can say that the stakeholders take part in the learning and growth of the learners. So generally, SBM has the end goal, which is to achieve a better learning environment. Now, here is the advantage of SBM. The following are strengths of SBM. Allow competent individuals in the school to make decisions that will improve learning. Give the entire school community a voice in key decisions. Focus accountability for decisions. Lead to greater creativity in the design of programs. Redirect resources to support the goals development in each school. Lead to realistic budgeting as parents and teachers become more aware of the school's financial status, spending limitations, and the cost of its program. Improve morale of teachers and nurture new leadership at all levels. Through SBM, decision-making authority is devolved to the school heads, teachers, parents, and students. This is school empowerment. Involving stakeholders, parents, teachers, students, and other members of the community is also helpful in the mobilization of local resources to complement public resources. Through SBM, problems and needs at the school level get solved faster, and specific personalities and cultures are taken into consideration. In SBM, schools take their responsibility to plan and implement their School Improvement Plan or SIP. It is the school that determines the number and kind of teachers they need, the kind of learning materials and resources they need. Since the schools are given more power to direct themselves, they are made accountable for results. SBM makes school accountable to the stakeholders.
This code establishes the system and defines powers of provincial, city, municipal, and barangay government. In the Philippines, it provides for more responsive local government structure instituted through a system of decentralization whereby local government units are delegated more powers authority, responsibilities, and resources. The grant of local autonomy is constitutionally mandated and allows local government units to make independent administrative determinations subject only to the executive branch general supervision. Thus, any regulation imposed on the exercise of local autonomy should not in any way amount. Local government units shall have the power and authority to establish an organization that shall be responsible for the efficient and effective implementation of their development plans, programs, objectives, and priorities. The Local Government Code was enacted into law, transferring control and responsibility of delivering basic service to the hands of local government units or LGU. It aims to enhance provision of services in the grassroots level as well as to improve the efficiency in resource allocation. The Republic Act 9155, also known as the Governance of Basic Education Act 2001, provides the overall framework for principal empowerment by strengthening principal and leadership roles in local school-based management within the context of transparency and local accountability. It shall be the role of basic education to provide them with the skills, knowledge, and values they need to become caring, self-reliant, productive, and patriotic citizens. The school shall be the heart of the formal education system. Participation enables teachers to become active participants in school management process. As a result, teachers will have a wider and greater ownership of the school, its vision and priorities. The next is the involvement of parents and teachers must be strongly encouraged and highly welcomed. Parents and teachers' involvement is essential for student development and offers many benefits. There are many studies that explore how parent participation can improve student success and also teachers' work. Parental involvement improves teacher performance when parents have better communication with teachers. They learn to value the work and the challenges that teachers face, which makes the teachers feel appreciated. Next is higher authorities must actively encourage thoughtfully experimentation and innovation in the atmosphere where mistakes are viewed as a learning experience. They must be willing to share their authority with the academic and the larger community. School and community groups offer a clear benefit. They enhance learning opportunities by providing students with resources, experiences, and environments they would not otherwise have. Family-school community relationships are a shared responsibility and reciprocal process whereby schools and other community agencies and organizations engage families in meaningful and culturally appropriate ways. And families take initiative to actively support their children's development and learning. Next is, teacher must be developed reflection and problem solving. Reflective teachers are more likely to develop effective learners. If teachers practice reflection, they can be more effectively encourage learners to reflect on analysis, evaluate, and improve their own learning. They are key skills in developing them to become independent learners. Our basic resources. School-based management or SBM is a strategy to improve education by transferring significant decision-making authority from the central office to individual schools. SBM provides principals, teachers, students, and parents greater control over the education process by giving them responsibility for decisions about subject, personnel, and the curriculum. Next is self-develop an effective school support system. Schools that have implemented SBM have been able to make correct decisions on allocating the use of educational resources, appointment non-civilian teachers, create a learning environment that supports the learning process, and increase teacher attendance in the classroom. Emphasize the motivational element of the management work of the principal. It is the process of stimulating people to actions to accomplish the goals. In the work goal context, the psychological factors stimulating the people's behavior can be desire for money and success.
Good day everyone, my name is Rosalyn Joy Parse and this is the continuation of the report of Ms. Trixie Uy and Mr. Sadikia Cortana. So my topic is all about the factors of school effectiveness based on research and the Philippine Accreditation System for Basic Education under the SBM or the School-Based Management. There are 8 factors of school effectiveness based on research. But first, what is school effectiveness? School effective is a multifaceted term that includes the qualities of different parties. So it refers to the level goals attainment of this school and one of the major factors of a student's success. So the first factor of school effectiveness is a strong and effective principal leadership. Leaders are highly visible, actively supervising instruction, protecting instructional time, and supportive work environment. They also monitor staff performance and promote professional development in their schools. So the second factor on school effectiveness is a sustained focus on instruction and learning. It focuses on academics, mainly literacy and numeracy. It also includes the physical activity. Another is safe and positive school climate and culture. So it focuses on shared goals, safety, and positive school climate. So a positive school climate is created a school success, and when the school has a positive culture, teachers are actively to work because they see the biggest picture of the student mentally and cognitively to learn. The teachers, parents, students have the right part of the school and also have a responsibility. And this is essential and significant value to have a safe and climate school and assurance that everyone is given an opportunity to learn and assumes toward equal rights. So the fourth factors of school effectiveness is the high expectation for all students and staff. Student achievement first and constant discussion with parents. So it means that the school should implement first the things that will help to the student performance with a high quality. And the fifth factors of school effectiveness is the effective use of student achievement data. It's monitoring student progress and promoting differentiated instruction. Classroom teachers manage the teaching and learning process. They monitor students' learning by such as quizzes and formative tests. They also use data to assess student performance, strengths, weaknesses, and progress. It also allows teachers to diagnose poor performance of a student, so they will work on to improve their teaching. Another factors of school effectiveness is teaching practice. Differentiate instruction and collaboration. The classroom is the dynamic environment that brings together students from different backgrounds with various ability and personality. Being an effective teacher, therefore, requires an implementation of creative teaching strategies in order to meet students' individual needs. Teachers' collaboration is an important aspect also as a future teachers, as a means to continuously work and improve the practice on teaching. In this teaching practice, teachers share their knowledge to their students. Productive parents' involvement is also one of the factors of school effectiveness. Creating and maintaining open-door policy. Some benefits of parental involvement are absenteeism decreases, the students feel motivated to learn, improve their behavior in the class, and lastly is to become more participant in school activities. And the last factors of school effectiveness is building staff skills. High-quality staff that engage professional learning communities. It means that the staff are listening to the student asking the question to generate on their critical thinking. So, through the involvement of teachers, parents, and other community members in this key decision, SBM can create more effectively learning environments for children. In addition, to further strengthen the school-based management practice and to emphasize the centrality of the learners and the involvement of relevant community in basic education service delivery. So now let's proceed to the Philippine Accreditation System for Basic Education or the PASBE. So what is accreditation? Accreditation is the process of self-evaluating and peer review to ensure that quality standards agreed upon by stakeholders are understood, implemented, maintained, and enhanced for continuous improvement of learner outcomes. This Philippine Accreditation System for Basic Education supplemental guidelines to DepEd. The agreed upon standards of quality or effective schools are grounded on the four principles of effective and community-centered education system. So the first principle is the principle of collective leadership. Collective leadership describes the process by which people come together to pursue change. Within this process, participants jointly envision what the world should be, make sense of their experiences and interactions, and shape their decisions and actions to produce desired results. Another principle is the principle of community-based learning. Community-based learning prepares students to understand common challenges facing humanity, identifying systematic problems, and develop a commitment to their communities, especially people who live and work in poverty, illness, inequality, hopelessness, and other social disparities. And the third principle is the principle of accountability for performance and results. This means they must present a fair representation of the organization's activity and take a responsibility for the consequences of their actions and the organization's performance. And the last principle is the principle of convergence to harness sources for education. The sources are collectively organized, judiciously mobilized, and managed with transparency, effectiveness, and efficiency to support target education outcomes. So, all of these four principles can also apply in SBM. There are school level of SBM. Practice can either be level 1, level 2, and level 3. A school in level 1 is developing, means that the school is developing structure and mechanism with acceptable level and extent of community participation and impact on learning. In school level 2, described as maturing, means that the school is introducing a sustaining continuous improvement process that integrates wider community participation and significantly improve performance and learning outcome. And in level 3, it's advanced, means that the school is ensuring the production of intended outputs, outcomes, and meaning in all standards of a system fully integrated in the local community and it's self-renewing and self-sustaining. There is another factors that contribute to school effectiveness, the human factors and the non-human factors. When we say human factors, it includes a dynamic school head, highly selected competent and committed teachers, highly motivated pupils with high expectation, and a supportive community. And when we say non-human factors, it refers to and shared vision, high expectation, ambitious standards, emphasize on accountability, aligned curriculum instruction, and assessment. Make them as standards, efficiency or optimal integration of resources and facilities, collaboration and communication, focus professional development, and global community orientation. So these factors are exemplified by high performance in the Philippines and abroad, and by the best education performing countries in the world. So here in the Philippines, the practice of school-based management gave greater autonomy to schools to make decisions in collaboration with parents and community towards greater school effectiveness. The SBM assessment tool is an instrument used to assess school effectiveness, and its use for accreditation of a school is an assurance that effective practice gets institutionalized to build the school culture of excellence. The heart of all these elements, both human and non-human, is the school head, the school leader. This means that all of these factors that contribute to school effectiveness come forth only with a dynamic and transformational school leader. And that will be all. Thank you.